Welcome back to MS Excel learning program. In this lesson we are going to learn financial function DB. DB stands for declining balance, and this function is used to calculate the depreciation under declining balance method. In accounting, the declining balance method, or also known as reducing balance method, is an accelerated depreciation system of recording larger depreciation expense during the earlier years of an asset while recording smaller depreciation during its later years. This technique is useful for recording the depreciation of computers, cell phones, and other high technology products that rapidly become obsolete. The syntax of DB function is DB open parenthesis cost, salvage, life, periods, and an optional item of month. Cost is the initial cost of an asset. A fixed asset, when purchased, the purchase price is called the initial cost or simply cost. Salvage is the value at the end of the depreciation. It is also called as a salvage value of the asset. Life, the number of periods over which the asset is being depreciated, is called the life of fixed asset. Period, the period for which we want to calculate the depreciation, the period must be the same as life. That means if we declare the life in years, period must be in years as well. If the life is declared in months, the period should be in months. Both unit must be same. The last and optional argument is month. The number of months in first year. If month is omitted, it is assumed to be 12. When an organization purchases an asset in the mid of its financial year, that means there are 6 months to go for the fixed asset to be utilized. For these 6 months, we can calculate depreciation for half of the year. Before applying the DB function, let's have a look at mathematical formula that is used to calculate declining balance depreciation. This is cost minus accumulated depreciation from prior period multiplied by rate. Now question is, what is a rate? So rate is determined for declining balance method with the help of a formula 1 minus life root of salvage value divided by cost. Life root mean if an asset has a useful life of 2 years, so it should be square root of salvage over cost, and if the useful life is 3 years, it should be cube root of salvage over cost. If it has a life of 4 years, it can be calculated with the help of fourth root of salvage over cost, and if the asset has a useful life of the 5 years, it can be calculated as fifth root of salvage value over cost. After getting an overview of what is declining balance method to calculate depreciation, we are now in position to apply DB function used in Microsoft Excel. For this purpose, we have the same table that is being used for previous 2 lessons of the financial functions. We have an asset with a cost of 50,000, salvage 10,000, life of the 5 years. First we need to determine the rate. Rate for this purpose is calculated as 1 minus fifth root of 10 divided by 50. 10 is the salvage and 50 is the cost, so that's why it's 10 divided by 50 and the fifth root. So fifth root mean it is 1 minus 10 divided by 50,000 raised to the power 1 over 5. Let's get the calculation for the rate using mathematical calculation. 1 minus 10 divided by 50 raised to the power is represented by caret sign. Raised to the power 1 divided by 5, that means fifth root, and the factor that we have received is 0.27, which is equivalent to 27.52%. Let's go back to our table. So I already have calculated the rate, and this rate is calculated with the help of the round function. So we have rounded up to 3 decimal places so that the calculation should be accurate. The same rate will be applied for all 5 years. Depreciation is calculated by applying a rate to the cost. In the first year there is no depreciation, no accumulated depreciation. That's why we need to apply the rate directly to the cost. Depreciation for the second year would be the book value times rate, and depreciation for the third year will be the book value times rate, book value times rate, and book value times rates. So in this way we have calculated depreciation for all 5 years, and accumulated depreciation during 5 years is equal to 39,985. If we deduct salvage value from the cost, we will get 40,000. So 40,000 is the value or the cost of the equipment or machine that should be depreciated over the 5 years. So now that was the phenomena, or that was the process of how declining balance function work. Now we are going to apply the declining balance function right over here. So cost comma salvage comma life comma period. So period is number 1, mean the first year of depreciation. Copy for period number 2, copy for period number 3 means year number 3, and copy for year number 4, and lastly for year number 5. Now we can see that the depreciation by applying the db function is exactly same that we have calculated using our mathematical formulas. So total depreciation with the help of mathematical formula and the total depreciation with the help of db function is same. So that was basically the demonstration, just to understand that what is the phenomena of declining balance method to calculate depreciation and how can we apply db function.